Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the House of Cards collapsing for Neil Gaiman in the wake of his very serious allegations. Now we have Netflix canceling Sandman. We have the Good Omens Kickstarter apparently refunding people's money if they want it back. This whole thing has gone, I guess you call it critical mass. It's blown up. It's become a huge deal. People are now associating his name with these very terrible allegations of these stories. And again, we want to be clear. They are allegations. He has not been tried in court. I don't know what's going on legally, but if it's true, it's pretty awful. And a lot of people are scraping him off the bottom of their shoe, which is wild because he was the biggest, one of the biggest comic book writers out there, one of the most influential writers out there. And it all ended for him in a month, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, and it's still allegations at this point, but
right.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. But again, I don't know.
There's a lot of people saying it though.
There are a lot of people, and there are people, I guess, behind the scenes too that said no, he's always been this way. It's just that the comic book industry protected him.
He didn't deny that he was sleeping with these people. He just but it was consensual. He didn't deny that he did it. He's denying that it was forced.
Right. It's yeah, I don't deny the kinky butt stuff. I just, I thought she wanted it.
Yeah, right. She was asking for it.
She was asking for it. So I don't know. Let's talk about this though. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com, help support the Reef. Check out the merchandise. Also, you can support the Reef on YouTube and on Locals, and check out the enamel pin micro Kickstarter that we launched yesterday. I did turn on the ability to back that. It was dumb on my part.
I can't believe you didn't.
Yeah, I'm why is nobody backing? Did they hate it that much? I'm they can't. They can't. That's why. Okay, so yes, you can back it. It's on Kickstarter. Shadowbinders enamel pins from Nidaria Entertainment. Let's talk about Neil Gaiman. We're not going to publish Neil Gaiman either. I don't think he would want to work with us anyway. So we got a couple of stories here. One, Netflix is canceling Sandman in the wake of Neil Gaiman allegations. Now, apparently they left it at a place with season 2 where if the show did not get renewed, it gave it a decent enough ending anyway. But yeah, they said Variety is reporting that the upcoming sophomore season of the show was already potentially being floated as a conclusion. But they said, yeah, basically this was a kiss of death for it. The sexual misconduct allegations definitely ended it. They said the Sandman series has always been focused exclusively on Dream Story. And back in 2022, when we looked at the material from the comics, we knew we only had enough story for one more season, said the showrunner. If it was hugely successful, they would have done another season of it.
I just feel bad for people working on the show, because he did something shitty. A lot of people are going to lose. They were going to lose their job anyway at the end of the season. But it just you made sure they weren't going to get more work regarding the show.
People brought that up in the comments. Now the weird thing is though, is there is a difference between Neil Gaiman's cancellation and if somebody's being canceled because they're on the right. If you're, I'm going to be honest, if you were on the right and you're a Nazi and it doesn't matter if somebody associates with you, all your stuff needs to be, completely eliminated. Roseanne needs to be thrown off of her show and her name taken off of it, whatever. But there are people that are actually well, yeah, he did some really awful things, allegedly. He did some awful things, but, you shouldn't punish the other people associated with the show, probably because they like the show. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was, I know people had a problem with the race swapping and the, all the Netflixing of the show, but I thought it was a competent adaptation.
Well, I know the spinoff they did with was it the Ghost Boy Detectives or whatever was really popular. It was really popular. I wanted to watch it. But that's going to cancel anything associated with that too, because people were asking for more of that, but it's all going to be canceled now because it's associated with him. Yeah.
And this is a whole list of this is coming from Vulture just yesterday. Here's a whole bunch of stuff because they canceled his deal with Dark Horse. But yeah, the Sandman's canceled. They're not doing any more. Coraline the musical. I didn't even know they're doing a musical of Coraline. And people don't realize like how much stuff he's actually been associated with, that maybe his name isn't front and center. But yeah, Coraline was his. Stardust was his. Multiple episodes of Doctor Who. He did Doctor Who. And he's been involved in a lot of stuff, even on the comic book side of it, either involved in writing story arcs that might have been adapted to other media or creating characters or whatever. Dark Horse Comics put a statement out that canceled him. Good Omens, Season 3, too, said the Prime Video series Good Omens, based on Gaiman and Terry Pratchett's novel, will now end with a 90-minute long episode, according to an October 24th report from Deadline. The show was initially renewed for a third and final season, so they're not doing that now. Gaiman's not going to be part of the production of the show, but reportedly did contribute to the episode's writing, and a new writer is going to fill in. This kind of happened with Warren Ellis, too. They canceled. He was working on the Castlevania series, anime series, and they booted him too, but they kept the series going, but they booted him. Yeah, Dead Boy Detectives.
Yeah, Dead Boy, not Ghost Boy. Dead Boy Detectives. I knew it was something. Please forgive me today. I'm on medicine because I'm fighting off getting the flu. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm losing. But yeah, Dead Boy Detectives. It was really popular. People were really excited about it.
Yeah. They haven't confirmed whether the cancellation was related to the allegations against Gaiman. I can almost guarantee you that they were on some level, because I think if they were on the fence about these shows, whether it's a season 3 of Sandman or whatever, Dead Boy Detectives, they're just like, yeah, you know what, this is a very easy decision. The answer is no. We don't want to be associated with it. We don't want to deal with people.
But the issue is that all those people like the Coraline was going to be musical on tour. We're going to tour and everything. So all those people now are without work. So these shows that got canceled, you've got cast and crew that, some of them were close to being wrapped up, but other ones weren't. So you have cast and crew that no longer have work because, you went out and did what you wanted, allegedly did what you wanted to do.
Yes. Graveyard Book, Disney. They actually bring that up in the comments here. This is a Gizmodo article. Yeah, this comment, whenever something like this happens, I always feel sorry for all the other people involved in bringing the original to life. A novel might be in the work of one person, but a movie or TV series is the work of dozens or hundreds of people who gave their time and talent to create something wonderful. We talked about Stardust. Stardust, the Neil Gaiman book and graphic novel, was very, very different from the movie. And you love the movie.
I do. It's one of my favorites. And the movie is one of the few examples where the movie is better than the book. Usually, almost every case, the book is far superior than the movie. But in that case, the movie was superior to the book.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
It doesn't happen very often. But they're talking about Good Omens. And actually, the Good Omens graphic novel Kickstarter, too. They put a statement out. They're going to honor requests for refunds, I guess. They said, we had locked refunds for the Good Omens graphic novel in mid-November due to where we were at in the production process. However, we'll no longer maintain this freeze in light of new articles and allegations. When we cannot speak further on the subject at present, we have chosen to reopen a short refund window for those who would like to no longer support the graphic novel until 7th of February. So
they're then to cancel.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting, too. They're talking about Terry Pratchett. It says it's also been agreed that Neil Gaiman will not receive any proceeds from the graphic novel Kickstarter. Given the project management, production, and all communication has always been under the jurisdiction of the estate on behalf of Good Omens at large, and this will not fundamentally change the project itself. We can confirm the Kickstarter and pledge manager will now fully be an entity run by and financially connected to Terry Pratchett, the Terry Pratchett estate. He's not getting anything from it.
No, he's not getting the money. You can cancel, but he's not getting paid for it. The money's going to, other people working on it.
Yeah. The showrunners were only playing 2 seasons anyway, and the second season's still forthcoming.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, they still were already going to do 2 in that case. But, the Broadway musical, or what was UK musical, was going to go on tour and everything, and now that's completely been scrapped. So that means all those people.
Yeah, so, I mean, here's the thing, too, because Coraline's another example of the movie being very different from the book. And I think Coraline, the movie, has its fan base apart from the book, and they could very easily, lean into I don't know how this is going to go, but you could lean into the movie, right? And not really lean into the book, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but they're not going to lean into any of it.
It's just so weird.
They're not consenting to leaning into anything.
she consented. Honest. It's just wild to see how quickly he got canceled, and just everything, like every domino got knocked over. And but the thing is that I've heard from people that channel in the industry who've said that there have been he does like that channel. That's part of the problem. But no, I've heard from people that there have been all kinds of rumors about him for years, and nobody did anything because he was such a big name.
Because he was he's him.
Yeah, he's Neil Gaiman. He was the one who, or one of the few writers who kind of broke out of the comic book ghetto and went more mainstream.
Well, he was also one of the ones that are kind of witch hunting people for misogyny.
That is true. So yeah, it's very interesting how this tends to work out, right? You have people that complain the loudest and people that try to cancel other people, and a lot of times they wind up getting canceled themselves. You know, I don't know. It's gonna be a rough decade, I think, for him. We'll see what happens, but he's independently wealthy, so yeah, he'll be fine. Barely an inconvenience.
Wow. But just that, like I said before, what got me was he didn't say he didn't do it. He just said,
"Oh no, he totally fessed up.
It, but it was consensual." You know,
I did it, but she wanted it. Like, yeah, I mean that's a whole. I'm gonna leave that. I'm leaving that up to the courts. You know,
yeah, that's another case of where let the courts decide that one. Yeah, where it's not our job to decide.
If it's consenting adults doing crazy kinky stuff and they're consenting adults, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's just his whole career's done. He's just completely done at this point. I don't think anybody's going to touch him with the 10-foot pole anytime soon.
Well, the question is, some people didn't want to touch him with the 10-foot pole either, but that's the accusation.
Yeah. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap this up. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, we'll talk later.
Bye.